Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about some sweet moments involving Taeyang and marriage. We love a good marriage. I'm very excited to talk about because we need some nice and sweet moments lately. I think we need to change it up a bit. Speaking of which, I am also going to be talking about RM's pre-debut moments and what happened with him that made him run away from Big Hit. I definitely want to get into all of that here today and jump into the Tay. So if you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Also, make sure you go ahead and watch all the way to the end because that really does help out quite a bit. So thank you so much for doing that. And let's get into it. Just a quick update on yesterday's video. If you haven't seen it, it's basically about the whole Island thing, BTS being on set. Island, apparently a crew got the virus. And some new information came out a little bit after the video was created. And I didn't find out about this until like a couple hours ago. It turns out that the Island crew and production team have pretty much had their results kind of given back to them, and they all had negative results, meaning they do not have the virus. Now, news isn't really reporting on what has been going on with BTS, but some are saying that the theory behind BTS was the fact that they had pre-recorded their time on the Island set a long time ago, and it was just so recently aired, and it just so happened that around this time a cleaning crew got the virus. However, since the Island crew has been tested negative, they are planning to start shooting again. Then of course BTS is probably fine too, which is good news. Can take a deep breath, feel just a little bit okay. Now let's talk about Taeyang and marriage. Oof. Now, I am personally someone who believes that Taeyang would love to get married right now if he could do so. Just have someone he can call his own, snuggle up with at night, and just be with that person. I very much feel like he's a bit of like a hopeless romantic. I relate to that. I think he often does dream about what his life could be, maybe a few years from now. That's just the vibe I get from him. I'm exactly like that, and I would love to have someone. Now, back in 2019, there were moments kind of in a Paris concert where BTS was doing a sound check, and specifically Taeyang was on stage. You can tell it wasn't the official concert yet because not everyone had filled up the stadium yet. There were still a lot of empty seats around. And there were just the people that were kind of directly in front of him who probably signed up or bought tickets to see Soundcheck, or how does that work? I have no idea. Because I want to sign up to meet Soundcheck, to meet my husband. I'll be purchasing every single Soundcheck ticket so no one else can buy it. If it's 1,000 tickets, I'll buy 1,000 of them, and then I will be the only person standing in that crowd and be like, yes, hubby, sing for me. I'm gonna be like, I love you. But anyway, at the concert in Paris, there was an army who was at the Soundcheck, and they had a poster that said, "Marry me, Taeyang." This was her opportunity. They said, go to the concert and show your love and support. She said, marry me. She was finally going to get an answer from Taeyang, but maybe not the answer she expected to get. While Taeyang could obviously see everyone, he could see what was going on, he could see all their posters. You know, Taeyang's on stage, he's just chilling, looking out in the crowd. There was definitely a very high chance that he noticed everything that was out there. Everyone should have bought their marry me signs. Maybe he would have left with 50 wives, which is legal somewhere, I think. But Taeyang saw the poster and he responded, oh, so you want to marry me? And if she had just said yes, y'all, they would have been married. Y'all would have kissed on stage and he would have found his wife, assuming she was old enough to get married. But apparently, to some news and people that were reporting on this, the army just started bursting into tears. But like mood though, right? Not just for the marriage proposal. Like mood for literally everything. My solution is to just cry for everything. I definitely wanted to see what people were saying over on the Tweetster. One person wrote this. Yes, marry us at once, Taeyang. Yes, Taeyang, you must marry us. We will also marry you at once as well, whenever you say the word. It'll be the best love story you've ever heard. Name a more iconic duo, Taeyang and ARMY. It's just magic. Another person was in tears over this. They said, so Taeyang noticed an ARMY holding a banner of marry me, Taeyang, and he said, oh, so you want to marry me? And then she started crying, sad hours activated. I feel you, I do get emotional. It do be emotional in here sometimes. When I think about Taeyang and ARMY's having a wedding, because it is emotional when your husband, my husband, goes off and marries another ARMY. But after the 90th time, the little bit of pain that I feel, it goes away. I get used to it. If I was this ARMY and I brought a poster, I would probably bring a few more posters just to be able to respond. So one of them would say things like yes and no and you're beautiful. Just so if the off chance that Taeyang did see my poster, I'd have other poster to kind of respond with. But honestly, if this wasn't like just a joke, it would be such a cute love story. Just to meet someone kind of in the crowd and then you guys are talking through poster signs. But anyway, I was surprised to see some of the tweets that revolved around the girl who asked Taeyang to marry her. They were pretty mean. Maybe some were jealous that Taeyang even responded to her. But some of these tweets would be something along the lines of this: seeking attention. I don't understand understand this. Because of course the girl who put the poster up was looking for some sort of attention. Do you not want attention from your future husband? When you propose to someone, do you not want their attention? If you were to ask someone to marry you and they never read or saw your message, how would you get married? Like, obviously she wants attention. It's not a bad thing. I'd want attention from Taeyang too. He married 90 other armies. This is what us armies bond over. Our desire to show love to BTS and have them love us too. Taeyang be doing some of the cutest and funniest things ever. And sometimes that just makes us armies a little freak out, a little die inside, honestly. Taeyang really seems to indulge in the fact that he is an idol. He does set good examples for people. And RM was definitely someone during his pre-debut moments where he almost actually gave up on being an idol. I imagine, of course, a lot of idols feel this way, especially in the beginning when they're just getting used to things. Now, I didn't know about this story that RM shared. I didn't hear about it anywhere, and I don't think it was ever shared or talked about until now. But basically, BTS was recently on the Island show. As I mentioned earlier, I'm sure you guys have known about this already. Their main job for being on the show was to kind of give the Island trainees a little bit of advice, guidance, things like that. And of course, the Island trainees would look up to BTS, seeing that they are very successful. They're all under the same label. It's an extremely difficult industry, but not even just that. Most trainees who are not in Island don't get to appear on TV right away. Like, their life isn't that different from what they were before they were trainees. It's just that now they are training, they are going to school, and then they are coming home to go to bed. For some trainees, it can just feel like an after-school activity for them to go and train in the label. But for the people of Island, to have them have to relocate to this Island building, to have them be shooting for like weeks or months or however long it's been, I can imagine how stressful that is. Just everything about the fact that it is a completely different world from what you were like just a month ago or whatever it was. Now they're isolated from everyone. They don't really get to see their friends and family. Now one of the contestants, his name is Taki, shared a story of how he misses his family and he worries about his sister's health. So of course when RM heard this, he shared a little bit of story about himself. How apparently 6 months before their debut, RM actually ran away. Like, ran away from Big Hit and BTS. All of the BTS boys, it's no surprise that they gave up almost everything to do this. And at a very, very young age. So I 100% understand how they must be feeling. Just like knowing how much they were missing out in their life. RM said maybe he only saw his parents like 2 or 3 times a year. And so when he ran off and snuck out, as soon as his dad saw him, his dad was like, you have to stay, you have to go back, and basically convinced RM to go back, saying that RM would really want this. Also saying that if RM did end up staying home, RM would resent his dad for the rest of his life. And no doubt, I agree. Because if BTS still continued without RM and they still became really successful, RM would have felt really sad. Like, oh my god, that could have been me. I'm glad he stayed. BTS is not BTS without RM. And they definitely all had a lot of hardships. It's not only tough for people who started out at the age BTS started out, because you're still trying to figure out yourself and you're still trying to figure out how life works. But the industry is tough for people who are grown adults, and it can be psychologically really damaging, even for grown adults. To be able to find a balance between yourself, your own personal life, finding a partner, hanging out with friends, and then your family, to pursuing your dreams, you feel like you're missing out some of the very important things in life. And maybe you feel like you're selfish for even pursuing your dreams. This alongside with if your dream doesn't actually pan out, you see why so many people just kind of give up. They have a family and then their new dream becomes having the family. But RM wasn't the only one who said something. Jimin also chimed in a little bit too, telling Taki that he should just hang in there and that his parents would understand him for not being there. These are definitely the best people to take this advice from, because they have had this hardship too, but they've had so many internal battles with themselves on whether they should just give up or not. I mean, Jimin was also another person who wanted to give up. We of course also have some really cool tweets over on the Tweetster, which were super happy about the fact that RM's dad gave RM another push. They wrote, "Thanks to Namjoon's father. Thank you for always supporting Namjoon and what he wants for him to go. If you were not there, your son Namjoon would not have been here today. Due to your trust and support, Namjoon proudly is on this position today." He was definitely super supportive and of course encouraged RM to go after his dreams, even when RM didn't believe in himself or maybe felt like he didn't want it anymore. I really admire that a lot. A lot of Asian parents don't approve of things like this. Not only did RM's dad approve, but really pushed RM to go out there and go after it. And I think both of them, RM and RM's dad, made a really good decision on that. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section and down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and then featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for you guys. And as always, I do have a Patreon. If you want to go over to my Patreon and check that out, anything you contribute over there really helps kind of get back to this channel, help me make better videos on here. So I really do hope you go over there and check that out. That would mean the absolute world to me. And of course, you'll also be getting exclusive content over there, such as music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. And of course, you can recommend things as well. Link in the top of the description down below. There's also 2 videos that will appear on the screen at the end of the video. So click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.